and hopefully more. Obviously, we welcome anybody who wants to come down and sit around the table with us. But yeah, Julia, you want to do roll call?
Sure. So I'd like to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded, and we do ask that you please rename your Zoom name to your full name and the organization you're with. If you are a resident, you can put the letter R. And so for roll call, I'm just going to go down the list as it appears on my screen. And when I call on your name, if you can please unmute and say which organization you're with. And then at the end, I'll be introducing those from the Port of Stockton that are on Zoom. And then for those that are here in person, we'll kind of go around the table. Okay, so first up, we've got Bill.
Yeah, hi, Bill Peterson. I'm with Stockton Soda.
Hi, Bill, thank you. And then Chuck.
Hi, Chuck DeYoung with H.J. Baker.
Welcome, thank you. And Matthew Klassen or Clayson.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matt Klassen with TMA Blue Tech in San Diego, and was very kindly invited by Bill Peterson and Dave Ritchie with Stockton Soda.
Thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
And then we have Hector.
Hello, Hector Olivares from Catholic Charities Diocese Stockton.
Hi, Hector. And Jared.
Good afternoon, Jared Kupchak, Nevada Cement.
Thank you, welcome. And Kyle.
Yeah, hey everybody, this is Kyle Goff with the California Air Resources Board.
Thank you. And it's mixing up around on me. And then Margot.
Hi, I'm Margot Prouse. I sit on the AB 617 committee for Stockton, and I'm chair of the local Sierra group.
Thanks, Margot. And Sal or Sal.
Sal Rodriguez, Marathon Petroleum.
Thank you, welcome. And Stephanie.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Ng, and I'm from the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District. And we work with a group of community members, including folks like Margot and Hector, through the AB 617 program. Thank you.
Thanks. And then Esther.
Hi everyone, I'm Esther Mburu from Restore the Delta, carbon policy analyst. We work we are involved in advocating for a healthy Delta, and I work with the Carbon Energy Program, which is evaluating energy projects in the region for environmental and public health risks. Thank you.
Thank you. And then it looks like Douglas did just join. Not sure if you're connected to audio yet, Douglas, but if you could just introduce yourself.
Okay, I made myself.
Thanks for being here. And then from the port on the Zoom call, we have Commissioner David Atwater, Director of Environmental Affairs, Jason Cashman. And then is that it? Oh, and then we have David Ritchie that just joined. If David, you could introduce yourself.
David Ritchie with Resource Public Affairs.
Thank you. And then for in person, I'm Julia Olm with Jeff Wingfield's team at the Port of Stockton, and I'll turn it to
Daniel Orozco, Grant Manager Specialist.
Jeff Wingfield, Deputy Director, Regulatory and Public Affairs.
Karen Romero, Admin Assistant for the team.
And then AJ.
AJ Venegas with Transhold.
Thank you for being here, AJ.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. I will turn it back on over to you, Jeff. And then, oh, and we do have
Mary Elizabeth, welcome.
You know me, I'm a show-upper.
All right.
Okay, I will share screen from here.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the golf tournament was a really good success. Everybody keeps telling us that they didn't turn a profit for a couple years, and you never make any money on the first one, but we've been able to do that, and so we're really hoping that we could build on that for next year. And we really appreciate all the support from our tenants and from the community volunteers, as well as the consultants and vendors that help support it. You can see we had Frank from the community center came out. They're very appreciative for us to help and support their effort. And it was a great day. So we look forward to doing it again next year. Next slide. And so we have an ongoing clothing drive right now. Julia's going to give a brief update on that.
Yeah, so we wanted to thank the Sierra Club, Local 442, Nevada Cement, Yara, and Stockton Soda for your donations. It's amazing. Typically in the past, we've only done it in the beginning of the school year, but we've realized that there's a need throughout the year. As you can see in this picture, what the school does once a month, they put these clothing racks out for families to just shop. So throughout the year, we're going to start doing the continuing holding the clothing drive, and it can be any sizes. It can be for parents, it can be for students, it can be used, it can be new. If you didn't have anything to donate, but you wanted to buy something, jeans is probably the easiest thing to get at Target. And then, so if you are interested, you can just give me a call on my cell phone or email Jeff.
Yeah, if you're looking to clean out your closet for any reason, fall cleaning, it's great. The clothes will go to really good use, and so we really appreciate it. Would you admit? Oh, you
I did,
okay,
yeah.
got it. Okay.
And then also they are holding a trunk or treat event, and they do need candy donations. If anyone's interested, they can just give me a call on my cell, or they can reach out directly to the school. So we've got a couple weeks for that. And this is a picture from last year. Our Port PD department is also going to participate this year.
And Karen was there last year.
It's right here.
Yes, handing out
Yes.
candy. It was really fun. It was a great event.
Yeah, so we'll be supporting them again next week, or whenever Thanksgiving or Halloween is.
It's on
yeah,
a Thursday this year.
coming up. So anyway, if you have any donations.
I just want to say, Jeff, Julia says call on her cell, but I mean, it might be somewhere. I just don't see a cell number unless everybody already has it.
I just added it to the chat.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anything else, Julia?
No, that's all.
Okay. Asked Daniel to be here to kind of go over some of the grant opportunities that we've been working on. I've kind of updated this group as well as the AB 617 group as we've been submitting things, but wanted Daniel to provide a summary of where we are.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. So for the Reconnecting Community Grant, we requested about 1.5 million. There is an earmark for community projects in there. We are looking to do a feasibility study around the port area as well as Boggs Track to find a better solution for the truck routing. And so that's the main goal. We're looking for a notification of award around Q1 2025, but that can change.
Very good. Okay, and then we've also submitted for the EPA Clean Ports Program. We can't talk a lot about it, but we got it still has not been officially notified. We have not been officially notified, but there is some indications that we could be receiving a portion or full award for this program. I think everybody's aware of what that, I mean, it's a full transformation of all of our cargo handling equipment, additional fast chargers, rooftop solar for the charging infrastructure, as well as battery backup, another rail car mover, and 6 terminal tractors for Stockton. Next slide.
And then for PIDP and Chrissy, that's in regards to our RISE project, which would install a double lead track as well as the replacement of the rail bridge. As you see, this is the rendering of what we hope to be in the future. For PIDP and Chrissy, we're expecting an announcement sometime, hopefully by December. It depends on the government and their fiscal year budget. So we're hoping December, but it's most likely Q1 2025. For PIDP, we had an ask for about 20 million. And for Chrissy, we had an ask for 25 million.
And then PIDP, it would also help support the Stockton Diamond Project
Yes.
in South Stockton, which is one of the major bottlenecks for rail traffic in the country right now. So they kind of ran into the same thing that we did. We got funding from the state. By the time we got to build the project, costs had skyrocketed so much that it was out of our price range again. So we're looking for federal funding to help offset some of the increases. Okay, next slide.
Question.
Yeah.
The Diamond Project, is that not fully funded already?
I don't believe it is. I think that they had funding and then they saw the same spike in costs. And so they were short. I can't remember exactly how much they were short, but I think I want to say 20 million.
Yeah, we're just looking for some gap funding in
Yeah.
there.
So we partner with them on that as well, as that area serves the port. And then I know we've been talking about new fast chargers for a long time. We have been successful in getting grants for new chargers, and we did take ownership and they arrived on Friday. So we've got them in crates. So you can see on the right, they're out there right now. They're going to be getting installed in the next few weeks. So that's a really exciting opportunity to help replace some of the level 2 chargers that we have and really help to offer and expedite and take advantage of opportunity charging and things like that. So we're excited about that.
Excuse me, Jeff, I'm sorry
Yes.
for interruption. I cannot see my interpreter with your presentation. I'm trying to see them there, but I believe it's that this particular application is blocking me from viewing them. In your
Okay.
presentation.
Is there a way to be pinned or spotlighted?
I can spotlight. I'm not sure what that will look like. We can.
Well, it doesn't give me any option to pin them or spotlight them or anything like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Give us just 1 second.
Oh, I see her now, Carlita now. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. And then one other opportunity that we're looking at, if you want to go to the next slide. We've got a piece of property over near Washington Elementary. It was a site that we just did our coastal cleanup on. That we're looking at a potential opportunity to do some kind of urban greening in this location. So we're looking at different options and seeing what that could potentially look like. And that is it for my port updates. Is there any other questions or on anything that I gave an update on?
I don't think they heard you about the Nevada Cement Project.
Oh, the other thing, I think while you guys were on mute, was we have a public meeting, scoping meeting on the Nevada Cement Project. That is going to be October 22nd. I believe it's at 4 o'clock.
Correct.
4 o'clock here at the port. And we also have our draft emission inventory, so that should be coming out very soon as well. So that's all I have as far as port updates for this month, unless there are any questions.
Can the public come to the meeting for those type of meetings?
Yes. Have the invitations gone out?
Yes.
Yes.
The CEQA notice went out with the information about the meeting, and it's also on our website under CEQA. And you're also welcome to reach out to me or Julia, and we can send you links to the meeting.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if can I get the email from the agenda that you guys gonna be giving out? So
we can email it to you.
That'd be the date. I'm sorry, what?
We can email it to you, Douglas.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay. I don't see any other hands or anything. I can't see anything anymore.
There's no.
So I'm flying a little bit blind, but okay. And thanks for dealing with us with all this is a little bit new, and we're facing our worst nightmare right now, but we're making it through it. So thank you for being patient with us as we try to work through this hybrid situation. So, yeah,
Is this recorded?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I can't see anything like that, so thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
There we go.
Yep.
It's hiding right
Okay.
there. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so Stockton Soda, as everybody knows, or has been around for a while, we've been trying to get them to construction, formerly known as Denmar. And so we appreciate them being here to give an update. And so I will turn that over to Bill Peterson.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
And hopefully you see the slides.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Bill Peterson. I'm the managing director of Stockton Soda. I've been with the company just over 3 years. And don't know why this isn't changing slides here. Hang on one sec. As background, I think Jeff just mentioned we were formerly Denmar. We changed our name last year. And we're a special purpose company created specifically for the purpose of building an export terminal, a bulk export terminal in the Port of Stockton, for our owners who are mine holders in Wyoming for the export of soda ash. And building this terminal will allow them to get their product out to the world. We have a 20-year lease with the Port of Stockton with 3 10-year options. And the project is fully permitted under CEQA since 2021. And we put together a video which really explains our project, all the different elements of it. And I'd like to show that to you. It'll just take a couple minutes, but I think you'll see what we're constructing, how it works, and what we're planning to get done for you. Hopefully that's showing up.
Introducing Stockton Soda, a new state-of-the-art export facility that will be built for soda ash at the Port of Stockton, California. The terminal receives 193 car unit trains of soda ash from production facilities in Green River, Wyoming. The facility will feature an innovative rail loop and rail car discharge system. Trains travel through the building when unloading, where each hopper gate opens automatically. The dump pit will have 2 rail car openers, and as the train moves ahead, the cargo empties into the pit onto a single conveyor, climbing up and out of the ground to the first transfer tower. The material travels via a completely contained conveyor system to a storage building, capable of storing 135,000 metric tons of product. Soda ash is stacked in a storage building via an automated stacker reclaimer system. The reclaimer system stacks the product by pulling material up the pile, automatically adjusting the height and optimizing the pile before traversing. Once the ocean-going vessels arrive, the product will travel via another conveyor to a dual ship loader system. Reclaimed product is elevated to the proper height and conveyed to ship loaders in the enclosed conveyor. The ship loaders can operate in parallel or in series, depending on the vessel's capability. While the vessel remains still, the ship loader boom can move to reach all hatches without vessel shifting. A wide range of vessel sizes will berth and load the product. The product cascades down a chute enclosed with a fabric shroud and into the hold of the vessel where it is evenly distributed. The project starts at 5 million metric tons per year, with dedicated berth and option for possible second berth downstream. The terminal's strategic location offers efficient Union Pacific Railroad access from Green River and other UP origins, optimizing rail and freight rates. Stockton Soda's export terminal will double the current annual export tonnage of the Port of Stockton, meeting the global demand for a domestically produced, naturally occurring product.
think that gives you a good sense of the scale of it and the type of operation we'll be running. As I mentioned, it's in the video, it's fully enclosed and very efficient and quite advanced in the technology that we're putting into it. I think what I would say in terms of timing, we're looking to start construction in the second quarter of next year, maybe depending on, maybe sooner, depending on the weather. And at the moment, everything seems to be going on pace for that to start. I just say that this is a really great project, great for us, great for the Port of Stockton, great for the community. This is going to be creating local jobs. It replaces truck traffic with trains, and it's already enabled the remediation of a toxic dump site left behind by the Navy. And we have permanently protected over 20 acres of wetlands as a result of this project. And I don't know how familiar everyone is with soda ash, but soda ash is a non-toxic product. It's the building block of the green economy. It is used in solar panels and electric vehicle batteries and energy efficient windows, and is necessary for glass manufacturing, like for glass containers and other things that would be the replacement for plastics and other things filling up their landfills. And what's even better about this product is that there's two types of soda ash that are produced in the world. One is synthetic, the other is natural. Natural soda ash actually occurs only in a couple places in the world, and one of them happens to be Green River, Wyoming, which has the largest reserve in the world. And the advantage of natural soda ash is that it's has a very small carbon footprint compared to synthetic, and it doesn't produce the toxic byproducts that are produced in the synthetic process of creating soda ash. So it's a really great win for the world to have this product being produced. And the only way that it can be made available to the world is through having a supply chain that can get it out to markets in a competitive price. And that's what our project's going to do. It creates a place where this product can come in economically. We're going to have super long trains that can come in, be handled very quickly, and then every ton shipped through our facility replaces product produced in China and other locations in a synthetic fashion. And so it's a benefit to everybody to get that out into the world. As I mentioned, we're hoping to be in construction early next year and be in production within a couple of years after that. And I'm happy to take any questions about the project.
Yeah, Bill, looks like we have a couple questions in the chat. Sorry, we're having a little echo situation here, but Hector and Douglas, if you wanted to unmute and ask your questions.
Yes, what does SODA stand for? I know the state offers SODA by the governor when it's funded. What is this funded by other regions of that? Thank you.
Well, this is privately funded. I may not have understood your question, but I think you asked where's the funding for this coming from?
No, I want to know the definition of soda and what is soda and how does soda brought about this particular project? That's all. That's 3 questions right there in one.
Well, soda ash is a mineral. It's mined and then processed essentially by adding water to it and melting it down at high temperatures. And then it's processed into a crystalline form, which is what is shipped. There's an alternative to making that, which is a synthetic soda ash, which is produced by combining a few different chemicals together, again at high heat, and then it's produces soda, same chemical makeup at the end of the day. It's the same product. But I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Bill, would you say it's very similar to baking soda?
Yeah, it's similar, it's basically a salt, so it's like more closely to salt, but yes, sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, is another product that we can make out of this.
And then Hector had a question about how the job creation, once the project is built, how many full-time jobs or how many jobs will be created for Stockton?
The construction project, we're estimating that to be between 250 million, $300 million of construction, which is primarily labor and materials. And then once it's operating, there'll be about, I would say 20 to 25 permanent full-time staff operating, and then the union employees are hired on a per shift basis. And I would imagine that there's between 10 to 15 people per shift and probably 10 shifts per week.
Yeah, so that's substantial. Does that answer your question, Hector?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Great. Bill, can you talk a little bit about the construction? Like, how long will it take to build the facility?
Well, if we build it, so it's going to take 2 dry seasons, but it could take us a little longer. We're trying to time this with the arrival of the product, so we don't want to be too far ahead of it. Otherwise, our equipment that we install will go off warranty and that sort of stuff. So we're expecting probably between 24 and 36 months, depending on what the timing is with the mines, so we can kind of be a little bit in alignment with them. The earliest would be 24 months.
Got it. Okay. Are there any other hands?
How much are you paying?
AJ would like an application, apparently.
We're taking volunteers.
Okay. Anything else that, oh, Douglas is laughing. Okay. All right. Well, great. Well, thank you. If there's no other questions, we'll move on. Thank you, Bill and team for being here. We appreciate it. And thank you for the update. That's very helpful.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Okay, we're gonna move in. So we've been trying to, and we appreciate Kyle's efforts to try and give an update on LCFS work from CARB. But we did have a visit from their enforcement group, so that's going to continue. Your request has not fallen on deaf ears. We've been trying to get them.
I turned my comments in today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we did have there's a couple new regulations that I think folks are pretty familiar with, but Jason's going to give an update on a recent port visit we had with CARB staff. And Jason, if you could take over, that'd be great. You might be muted. Do we have Jason?
Yeah. He's muted. Can you mute him?
I can ask to unmute him.
It's not that much difference from hybrid to.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute for some reason. My computer would not move my cursor.
Got it.
Anyway, sorry.
There's something going on with everything today.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, we had the CARB's Marine Enforcement Division reached out to the port for a meeting to introduce some of their enforcement staff and to discuss CARB's commercial hovercraft and ocean-going vessel, or the at-berth regulation. And this meeting we held at the Port of Stockton on September 24th, 2024, just a few weeks ago. So during the meeting, there was 3 goals. And the first one was just an educational exchange, basically to provide the port with some opportunity to ask questions about the new CHC regulation and the at-birth regulation, and also for the CARB staff to gain some insights into the port's day-to-day operations, because every port has different operations. So they just want to get it to, I guess, familiarize themselves with the Port of Stockton. And the second was to get an operational understanding, to get essentially a clear picture of the port infrastructure and how the port circumstances interact with each of these two regulations and their compliance requirements. And finally, relationship building. So we wanted to meet in person with those who handle the compliance and operations to ensure that future communications are grounded in a solid understanding of each other's framework and challenges. And I think the next slide. So during the meeting, we discussed the two regulations, the at-birth and the CHC regulation, and how they may impact the port. And so CARB staff, they provided an overview of the two regulations. So basically, the purpose of the CHC regulation is essentially to reduce criteria air pollutants and greenhouse gas emissions from the commercial hovercraft that operate in California and in and around the Port of Stockton. So the vessels that the CHC regulation covers are essentially all commercial vessels, such as commercial fishing ships, ferries, tugs, and barges. And at the Port of Stockton, the CHC regulation really impacts only the tug operators. And we have 2 tug operators that are currently fully compliant with the CHC regulation. I guess I should say we only have 2 tug operators at the Port of Stockton also, and they both are fully compliant. And then we moved on to discuss the at-birth regulation. And the purpose of that is to increase the emission reductions from all ocean-going vessels at berth in California ports, which is essential to provide more air quality and health benefits to the people living and working in and around the Port of Stockton. And under that regulation, containers, reefers, cruise ships, ro-ro, and tanker vessels are subject to emission control requirements. And any marine terminal in California that receives 20 or more visits from a regulated vessel type in any given calendar year is subject to this regulation. So what this means at the Port of Stockton, the only regulated vessel type that we have are our tanker vessels at this point. And so the compliance date for emission control devices is January 1st, 2027. And we anticipate that we'll have 1 or 2 terminals that are regulated, and we're actively working on compliance options for the emission control devices. And one option is the capture and controller bonnet system. So after our sit-down meeting, the port provided CARB with a tour of the port facilities, and that was essentially just to provide CARB with a better understanding of our facilities. And so, overall, we felt that it was a great meeting that we had, and one that will lead to further collaboration and communication and relationship building moving forward. And the port really values, building these relationships with the regulatory agencies, and it's very important to us. Any questions? Or Jeff, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I will just say that really our only option is the capture and control technology, and that's what we're actively working on. For at least 2 berths. And no, I don't think anything else. Any questions from anybody else on there? Is there anybody with their hand up or anything? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if no other questions, the only other thing I had to report on was where was it? Was it? No, that wasn't it. But shoot. I don't have anything else then. I did want to thank everybody for providing support for the EPA Clean Ports program. That is going to be a huge transformative program for us to take advantage of. And once again, just wanted to thank everybody for their support with the golf tournament and helping to support the local school and community center. We don't have anything else on the agenda.
You could talk about iHub.
We did, okay. So I did a presentation with Sandy Pabin, Taylor Williams, on Friday. And that was to the Innovation Hub of San Joaquin. And really talking about the opportunity that we're looking at to develop the workforce to help support the new zero emission equipment. And I know I've talked about it for a while, but we really are pushing, and that's another thing that we're asking for support from the EPA Clean Ports program, is to get additional funding to help get that off the ground. And so the idea is to help train local workforce to work on some of the equipment that we have. I think everyone's aware that, you know, right now, if we have a code that we have to clear, folks have to come, you know, make an 8-hour drive to come up here to clear a code and get the equipment back operational. And it's really, we can't have equipment down like that. So that's the idea, is to really get funding and develop a curriculum. Wiggins, who's the manufacturer of our heavy duty lifts, is helping us to develop that curriculum. So our hope is that we can really provide jobs in, you know, the new zero emission equipment that we have, and helping to support that here in Stockton. You know, that's kind of a selfish ask on the port side, because we need this equipment that's up and operational. This is new technology, and we've had a lot of issues with a lot of the lifts. A lot of sensors have gone down. There's just been complications. And so as you're developing new technology, you're going to have these issues, but we really need the backbone and the support that is right here to be able to help support and help us to continue to move forward with zero emission technology. So that's what we talked about, the creation of the curriculum and the opportunities that are ahead. And so it was really well received, and it was a good meeting. But that wasn't what I was thinking of, but
Like Margot. Yeah. Yeah, are you recruiting amongst the workers that are already working out at the port as well? For this, or are you just still setting up the program? Is that the deal?
We're still setting up the program, but I have been taking the temperature, especially of like our own maintenance staff, that if there was an interest that they could be involved in the training. And so far the answer has been yes, that folks that are already out here working could help support that effort. But we're opening it up to others outside as well. And the other thing that we had included is a program for high schoolers that can come in and learn about the different opportunities here at the port, and kind of develop a curriculum where they could come in on a Friday, get a presentation from either port staff or from one of our tenants, and it's really develop a global trade and logistics program. We're mirroring it after some of the other programs that ports have developed, but we really think that's something here. It's just, there's not a lot of information out there about what ports do, and even in our own community. And so to be able to share those opportunities and find, you know, hopefully to inform and to inspire some of our local youth to want to come out and work here at the port. So that's our next program. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. So we had a recreational boat sank in the ship channel last week, and shut down the shipping channel essentially, the draft, with the restricted draft was set at 10 feet on Thursday and Friday by the Coast Guard. And thankfully, these folks had responsible insurance companies, and they were able to coordinate with the Marine unit that was able to remove the vessel. But that is just some of the things we deal with on a daily basis, and it can have a catastrophic effect on our ability to operate. But thankfully, we were able to work through that and get that vessel out of there. I don't know why that was so important for me to tell you, but it's one of the little things that you know, happens, and especially with all the derelict vessels that are out in the Delta, it happens more often than you would like. So I don't have anything else. Anything? Yes, Mary Elizabeth.
Yeah, so we submitted some comments for the board in regard to the community benefit program that was included in the Biotech CEQA documents. And also in regard to the Home Depot pledge in a public meeting for $200,000 for community benefit and an extra charger. And so we ask, you know, to see the lease agreements, you know, as it was finalized, so that, you know, we can get a better idea on when these companies are making these pledges, you know, how they're going to be enforced by the port, since they made them, you know, specifically, I know the Home Depot in relation to a settlement that had recently been made with a similar type warehousing that included also $200,000 of community benefit fund.
Another project somewhere
Yeah,
else?
that was the Mariposa project.
Okay.
Yeah, that the same groups are in communication with that. And so I just wondered, you know, like how folks, you know, are going to learn about, you know, what that means and how that language is included in an enforceable document. And then another question, you know, that I had was in regard to the Nautilus data center. And, you know, I've been reading, you know, a lot, it seems like in my, I guess through my selection of reading about data centers. And so, you know, I got the information that the port supplies the electricity for that data center. And, you know, I'm just wondering about the compliance with temperature regulations, and that when they're talking about those kinds of data centers, you know, instead of discharging that waste heat to the river, which already, you know, has some temperature issues that cause problems, as we heard last time, that heat is transferred back and has a one more use. So like a geothermal kind of closed system. And so those are questions that I have that I wanted to put out there for the other community members to hear.
Okay, yes, no, I did receive your emails. The Nautilus does not report any of the regulatory requirements to us. They go directly to the Regional Water Quality Control Board, but that may be something that they'd be willing to come back and kind of provide an update on, and a presentation potentially for next month or in the not too distant future. I know that, well, that'll just leave it at that for right now. Obviously, the Biotech is under litigation. And the Trammell Crow project is close, I believe, to construction. They were still working on their permitting, so we can follow up with them as far as how they intend to follow up on their community pledges. but we can follow up with those. So I just don't have an answer for you today. Jason, I don't know if you have any other follow-up to either of those comments?
No, I don't at this point, Jeff, but we will get the information and follow up.
Okay. Anything else from anybody that's out there? Well, thank you all for putting up with this. I know it was a little bit of a challenge. We'll try to dial it in a little bit better for next time. I think it is great to be able to have people in the room. So if you can, next time come out and join us in person. And I think our next
Make sure
meeting.
you have a driver's license.
Well, hopefully, yes, you do need you need a valid California ID or federal ID. Then I think our next meeting is scheduled.
It is November 20th, I believe,
Yes,
third Wednesday of November.
very good. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you then.